Good morning, everybody. Jack Leeson with StartupTrading.com. It is November 26th here, 9:15, and title of the video is where we left off. So yesterday we had a really technical open. There was some extensions that we were planning on trading. They traded. We basically went up to targets and then faltered back into the deeper extension. So it was really a two-sided market, both money to be made on the long side and the short side yesterday, in my opinion. But what we ran into towards the end of the day, which was part of the morning trade plan, was this 10:35 a.m. anchor we saw trade on Friday. The highs Monday were basically that negative 61, and then we spent the morning rotating down into the 38% retracement, which we lost that support during lunch and rotated even lower. Now you could argue that there's that we came into this traditional and there was a separate set of buyers. And that's true. There's a separate set of buyers that traditional, but for me and moving into today, the 38% retracement here participation, the 50% participation here towards the end of the day, and basically closing on the 38 is why I'm just going to use that as my core draw. Now, I'd love to see another test of that 38. We did technically break this draw in the overnight session, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a retest of either the 38 or the 50 at some point in time. But when we do finally resolve to the upside, the 21,203 is going to be your profit target. And we had, as Perry mentioned, that liquidation break early in the night and kind of just trade down to that next support level, and we've been rallying ever since then. I'm not really interested in any of the overnight series here. Instead, when we open, what it's going to look like, let me get rid of the extended session here again. What it'll look like is this traditional here will be completing past profit targets, and the most aggressive draw then would be the low from 220 to whatever that opening high is. Right now we're trading 20,970, so that would look something like this, which would basically take us back into a gap fill into that 38% retracement if we were to just retrace 50% of the move that we've had since 220. So that's going to be my ideal trade location for a long here off the open. Now, if we continue to run higher, like we did yesterday, we very well could have a potential reversal opportunity, just like we did 15 minutes of the day in the prior day. Moving on to the S&P 500, same extension from that 10:35 anchor that goes back to Thursday. Now we just came shy of the 50 here during the day, and in the overnight session we did test it. That 38% retracement is going to be a 59.95, and you can see the reaction right there at what is 220. Just beautiful. It was just an expansion down, then immediately got bid, completed targets into the close. We're gapping up to 622s. I'm going to be looking at that next, traditional here, which would look just like this. That'd be the most aggressive thing I'd see. But yep, that's what I got here for the ES. And then moving on to oil and gold, ES and NQ. Now, both of these setups, I think this is just really very dollar correlated trades, but we've been rallying over the last week basically in both of these markets, different variations of setups on the way up. But yesterday they both came down into full halfway back long, side by side, literally retrace half the move in the ES, the oil, and retrace half the move in gold. And I think these are the beginning of the next leg up. The upside target is going to be 27.66 here in gold, and 72.40 in oil, which takes us all the way here back to the top of the range. And that's what I'm going to be looking for here today. It's just a continuation of these patterns. And in the overnight session, you can see we had this first traditional. We've completed that profit target. You have that next measure move that just traded, and then kind of similar here in oil, you had the full halfway back long. We just retested that 38 there at 69.28, but bullish both of these commodities here, and they're both basically in the same setup. So that's going to be my morning trade plan. I'll share these levels with you guys in the room. Yesterday, I think, was a pretty good trading opportunity. I love two-sided action days because no matter what your bias is, if your entries are solid, you can make money, and if you're unbiased and trade both sides, it's also a great opportunity. But I'll share these levels with you guys in the room. Hopefully, get more continuation of price action we saw yesterday. FOMC meeting minutes are at 2 o'clock. Definitely going to create some volatility there. And yeah, chat there. Bye.